Flight tickets
Yeah, just like
between 2 to 3 times a year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you normally do? What's your normal flight situation? Where do you first go?
Right. Mainly we go on Skyscanner
Yeah,
to look for the cheapest options.
yeah. So I'm going, yeah, I'll just move on a little bit. If you got what do you use to do that? Do you on your phone or your iPad or
On the iPad and just
yeah,
computer. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you're on Skyscanner or anything else or
Probably Skyscanner, because that probably brings up the cheapest airlines depending on where you want to go. If it's
yeah,
like Europe, if
okay,
it was
yeah,
somewhere like, you know, abroad for the long haul,
yeah,
you probably try something else first by looking into the holiday,
yeah,
you really want first.
yeah,
But
yeah,
mainly we travel more to Europe than anywhere else, so it'd be Skyscanner,
yeah, yeah.
be the first option.
And I might know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway for
Hmm.
the interview. Who would you travel with? Imagine like some of the times that we've been. So who would you travel with?
Husband, friends, family.
Yeah. So I'm going to think of one of the times you've been to Portugal,
Yeah,
and don't have to be an exact time, but it's one of the times you've been with the kids,
yeah.
and you're going to go to Portugal sometime in July.
Mm, yeah.
Apartments for your month, so you've got to pick the dates. So let's just go through that scenario, run through it. If you decide to go on holiday with Lindsay and me, the
Mm,
kids and Dave,
mm.
so that's you've had the idea. We're going to go away to Portugal. What would you do next? And what steps would you do
Well,
after
first,
that?
obviously, get the dates off everyone when everybody's available.
So, what you contact Lindsay?
Contact Lindsay, yeah, make sure the children will be available.
Yeah,
Obviously, we're okay because we retired, so
yeah.
we're pretty flexible.
Okay, yeah. So you need dates off Lindsay.
You need the date as the main thing. Then,
Yeah,
obviously, the airport you're going to travel from,
yeah,
which we all live pretty close, so
yeah, yeah.
it would be like Manchester or Liverpool.
Which one would you choose normally, and why? What's the
Which I think if Liverpool did the flights we wanted, we'd choose Liverpool because
yeah,
it's easier, I think, and
yeah.
small and it's smaller, and I just think it's easy for us as a family to do that. Yeah.
So, if you were to have stuck between getting the best flights between Manchester and Liverpool, how would you know which one airport to fly from?
And would I know which airport to fly from? Well, obviously, I'd go to Skyscanner
Yeah,
again and look for the cheapest options because I know Liverpool does Portugal and probably
yeah.
quite a lot of Europe, but Manchester's probably got more options with times.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, sure, that's good, yeah. So you've decided you're going to go. You've got the dates off, Lindsay. Um, you know where you're going. You know the accommodation sorted because you've already got the flat
Yeah.
booked. Got rough dates. Who's going? Know who's going. So we know where we're staying. So you don't have to worry about accommodation. So you book your flights. So when you first go, you go to Skyscanner first, then yeah.
Skyscanner would be my first option. Yeah.
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 And what do you first do when you get onto Skyscanner? Then what are you looking
Well,
for?
basically, you put in your destination. So we'd obviously put Liverpool or Manchester, really,
Yeah,
Faro,
yeah,
and then see what came up.
yeah.
Oh, and then obviously the cheapest option may be the option, but then again, it may not suit flight times.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
so you could do that, and then also you could actually fly out with one company, and
Yeah.
if it's at the same airport, Outward Airport, you could fly out with one company and fly back in with another company to
Okay,
make
yeah.
it even cheaper.
So
Yeah.
that would mean you'd have to do two searches on two websites then, or would you do it all on Skyscanner?
Well, Skyscanner would take you to give you all the options, and then it would take you to say
To the
Ryanair,
website.
EasyJet.
So
Yeah,
you get the return flights on
yeah,
Skyscanner as well, yeah. So
yeah.
that's the first place you go to. First option Skyscanner.
Skyscanner,
And
yeah.
you might have one on EasyJet going out and one
Mm.
on Ryanair coming
Coming
back.
back, yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah.
obviously, it can be a bit iffy because if you go and book the EasyJet one first
Yeah,
instead of doing it as a return,
yeah.
it's a chance you take. Oh gosh, I hope the Ryanair one's still available. So you
Oh,
have to
that's
be pretty
interesting. Yeah,
quick. Yeah.
why do you think what might happen there then?
Well, say you go onto EasyJet flight, Skyscanner, and you
Yeah,
get the option to book it, and you get return flights.
yeah,
You can get the whole lot done in one go.
yeah,
If you only book an outward flight, but say you're saving a little bit of money to come back with a different company, say Ryanair,
yeah,
you've already booked your outward flight. I mean, probably wouldn't happen, but what when you go on the Ryanair flight and within that half an hour, it's
yeah.
booked up.
Okay, so it's that quick.
Well, it could be that quick,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
And then you go on your EasyJet flight, and you've probably got book a return instead
Yeah.
of the package all in one.
Yeah.
So that would be more expensive. So it
What,
can
do
be
you find,
done.
yeah, do you find
Yeah.
returns are more expensive than two singles then, is it then? Or,
No, not really. No, it's more or less
okay.
about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
you don't get a cost saving from booking a return flight then?
No.
No,
No.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So what specifically details are you looking at when you get to Skyscanner then? Obviously it's pretty obvious really, isn't it? But
Yeah.
when you
Well, basically, obviously, you need destination airport.
yeah,
The times of the flight are important, especially if there's young children with
yeah,
you, really. And the date,
yeah.
and that's the main thing, really. Yeah.
So with that Ryanair logging out, losing the flight situation, what
Yeah.
happens if you want to tell Lindsay about the flights? Because you've got to agree on the flights, I suppose, haven't you? How did you contact Lindsay
Yeah.
when you were
Well, if you want agreeing on the flights all the time, what I would do is probably look at it quickly. If I couldn't get hold of her by phone,
yeah.
I'd just send her.
Oh, how do you send it to you?
Yeah, send it to her by phone. Either do a
Text.
snapshot, yeah,
Yeah, or
text, or
screenshot.
do a screenshot of what I'm just seeing at the moment. Say,
Yeah.
does this work with you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And send that via message or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
And she'll come back and say which flights.
Which suit her, and then just click the button. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So you've already kind of touched on it a bit, but what's the most important kind of aspect? You said mainly price, is it? Was that right? Or
Well, price, but if the price isn't a great deal different, you do need good times. I mean, you don't be
yeah,
flying back. It's if you can leave, say for instance, you go to Portugal, you can leave 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, or 9 o'clock in the morning. It's better than leaving 10 o'clock at night, especially with children, or even on your own, because you're just hanging around all day,
yeah,
and then you end up spending more money in the day
yeah,
than probably the extra few pounds you've saved on the flight. So you may
okay,
as well
yeah,
just get up and go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a top up, isn't it? So
yeah,
you'd rather get an early flight then.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
sure. So as we've just said, people say that getting price is important.
Mm.
How do you make sure you're getting the best price?
I want to make sure I get the best price. Well, basically, as I said, keep repeating myself, Skyscanner.
Yeah,
But I would also go on the EasyJet website, the Ryanair
so you would
website.
go to different sites as well.
Yeah, just a quick glance, yeah,
Okay,
even
yeah,
though if they've referred you,
yeah,
because a lot of these, like Skyscanner, you can click on the wrong button sometimes. It can be an agent.
oh
It will
yeah,
say
yeah,
EasyJet, and
okay,
it could be an agent, and they can put money on as well.
yeah, okay,
So
yeah,
sometimes, if you see Skyscanner as the cheapest, even if you got diverted to EasyJet or
yeah,
Ryanair or Jet2, you probably still could just go straight on their website because
yeah.
you don't know if they charge an
Okay, yeah.
extra for their
So when
service.
you do see the flights, like an EasyJet flight, for instance, on Skyscanner, do you double check on
Yeah,
the website
yeah,
first
I
as
would double
well?
check on the website.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So, but you send Lindsay the Skyscanner info, but you double check
yeah,
yourself.
because you've got the times,
Yeah.
but basically the Skyscanner is even that it does give you the cheapest. It's like a guide. So
Yeah, it's like
because say you said British Airways, you know British Airways is going to be dear.
yeah,
That would be right at the bottom of the list.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you always obviously go to the top of the list to see what comes up the cheapest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you compare flights, I've already mentioned the price and I've already mentioned the time. Is there anything else you compare, or just price and time of day?
Price and time, and that's probably
Yeah,
the main
yeah,
the
yeah,
main
yeah.
thing,
Sure,
really.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, and there's another thing as well. Obviously, you have to check if how much you're paying for the for luggage as well.
Well, yeah, I'm going to ask you about some
Yeah.
of the luggage now. Just before we do the luggage, though, you think we've already been through this. Basically, it's that moment when you're deciding whether you're going to get a late flight on a Thursday or an early flight on a Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you
Yeah.
said, price is one of the top things, but then what made you come to the decision last time you went away, for instance, to choose that date?
Well, obviously, the apartment's what we normally book. If we were
Mhm.
booking that one, is Sunday to Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You possibly could have it on a different day,
yeah,
but you'd probably pay more for the apartment then because
okay,
that's
yeah,
what their
yeah,
situation is. Even if you went for 10 days, you would more or less still have to book it for 2 weeks.
So
Sunday,
you know
yeah,
in your head the week that you're going to go before you go on Skyscanner, then.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
basically, I would check with the person who lets us have the apartment
yeah,
first. You've got to
yeah.
make sure you've got that, and obviously, if everyone can have the correct time off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure. So that's you find out what week you're available in Portugal, then
yeah,
ask Lindsay when we're available,
yeah,
then go to Skyscanner.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and so just about We've already spoken about this really, but you book for everyone else, and it's normally you booked for all of us.
Yeah, it's easier for one person to book it, then you
Yeah.
know where you are. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and you get the information. You've already said about communications. You get a screenshot sent to Lindsay and see what she's doing.
Yeah.
And what else do you discuss to do with the flights particularly?
Just the flights, yeah. Basically, well, they don't do meals on. We used to say, "Oh, shall we book a meal? Shall we do this?" But obviously, you know, we don't need to do that now. I think then there's if you want to pre-book seats, which
do you pre-book seats then, or sometimes?
well, I think with pre-book seats, I think if you've got younger children, especially if one's going to sit on your lap, you do get pre-book seats because they sit on your lap. But I think once they're over two, they don't. But I think probably it's probably a good idea to pre-book seats if there's a family like yourselves and two children, so you're all together. But I don't think, you know, my husband and I would pay the extra because it's not really worth it for a couple of hours flight. Yeah.
Sure. And a bit more about baggage. We'll do more about baggage when we actually do the test.
Okay. Yeah.
But, so considering like France, for instance, what do you think about in terms of baggage and stuff? Because we had a lot of stuff to take, didn't we? But,
yeah, well, with France, obviously, you have got the baggage, and then obviously there was the size of car because all the baggage what was going in there. Yeah, so you can actually book the car from the flight booking website because that will just keep coming up. Do you want to book cars? Do you want to book hotels, etc.? Yeah.
And then what did you take on the plane then? What baggage did we have to take on the plane?
Just a small bag. Well,
and the hold as well, is that or
yeah, just a small whole bag, yeah. And then if you've got an handbag with you as well, that would have to go inside the whole bag. Yeah. Yeah. The buggies you have to pay. I think you'd have to pay extra for a buggy, and then you've got that with you all through the airport, and that normally goes on the plane. Yeah.
Did you book that on after you paid for the flight and made a complete booking, or?
I think maybe I did. Yeah, I think I booked the flights. Make sure I got the flights first because you don't want to be on. You don't want it to go if you're in the middle of it. Yeah. So booked all the flight first, paid what you had to pay, and then went on. And because you can just edit and add on all your extras as you're going through. And if you want to change it, like I think initially we were thinking about taking a child cot, but we didn't bother in the end. But they give you options where you can take a buggy and a car seat. But I think it's best to do that. Make sure you've got your booking first. Yeah.
You can do that on the website.
Yeah, you can just keep going and you can go in as many times as you want to edit, change your show. Yeah.
Right, well, that's a good bit. First bit. Do a couple of tests then now.
Okay.
Well, imagine that same trip to Portugal.
Right.
Let me just. I'll come and sit here next to you.
Okay.
So yeah, you stay there for a second.
Right, okay.
There's the mouse. Okay, yeah, so imagine then next year then, any time you can choose, but Portugal will come with you.
Right, okay. Yeah, good, yeah.
Me and Linz, so if you're going to do it on Easyjet, so what was your first do now?
Well, basically I'd go into here now and type in Sky Scanner.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So just for the purpose of this, because we're just testing Easyjet.
Oh, right, you don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you like just going to Easyjet then?
Yeah, if you
okay. Easyjet. So I'll just put Easyjet Northwest.
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you fancy.
Okay. Right. Okay. So then I would go into Cheap Flights UK. Okay.
Yeah. And what do you think you're going to be taking there to the site now? What have you got in your head when you're going for the first visit?
Well, basically I need to put in going to where to go. I need to set that there. Seems as though that was Cheap Flights. I would go into there. Okay.
Yeah.
The top there. Select airport. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would then go in, select airport to fly from. So if I put Liverpool in there.
Yeah.
Okay. That isn't. Low fare finder. Oh, it's coming up. This is actually where it's from to. So maybe that I need to put to far. If I try to put Faro in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, go on, go on.
Doesn't seem to be going in there, does it? All destinations. Portugal.
Yeah.
Faro there. So it's on a different tab, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. Okay, is this booking flights, I think, or is this just information about flights? I think if you go to the home page, just click on the logo there, and then
Oh, there we are. Yeah. Yeah. Flights.
So yeah, what can you see on this page? By the way, what's
Well, I can see flights, holidays, and cars, and one way there. But obviously, I need a return flight.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tick that. So if I go there from, now there we go. I'll put from Liverpool on that.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
From Liverpool to Faro, Portugal. So I've just typed the F there, and that's actually come.
Yeah, that's fine. So when the first time you did that,
Yeah.
clicked the three bars in
Yeah.
the airport.
Yeah. So departing now.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my calendar up. So I say we'll depart on, because I know the department's Sunday,
Yeah.
I'll say we'll depart on the 5th and we want to return on the 12th. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got adults 16 plus. So basically we need 4, children 2 to 15, 2.
Yeah.
Show flights. Yeah.
So that was when you did that, then that was pretty straightforward. There was nothing unusual
Yeah.
about those.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So what can you see on this page then?
Well, now I can see outbound and inbound.
Yeah.
So now I would look, the first option it's giving me is Saturday the 4th of September, which I obviously don't want that one because it's doing 2 days, it's giving a couple of days either side.
Yeah, does that,
Yeah.
I mean, I know your dates are limited on the Portugal trips because it's Sunday, but if you go for 10 days, for instance.
Well, if you go for 10 days, or once when we went as a couple on our own, we went to another part of the country. And we stayed 3 days. So basically, I would have looked further back then because we're going 3 days elsewhere. But when we know there's a family going and what we're doing, you just need to look at what you want. Yeah. Yeah.
If you can be flexible, that's handy to see.
That's handy. It's handy to see before and after because you think, oh, we could go spend a night in Lisbon before and things like that. Yeah. But looking at that one there, the only option I have is Sunday the 5th of September, going out at 7 a.m. arriving at 10 o'clock in the morning, which would be good for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would accept that one. I would click on that one there. Now it's put me a tick in the box, so I know I've got that one highlighted now.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So coming back now, the following Sunday, and now it's given me one option, 10:25 in the morning, which is absolutely perfect for us. Yeah. So I'd click on that one. So then now I've got that there. Tick my boxes. I've got the flights, outbound, inbound.
Yeah.
Go across to the right-hand part of the screen. Now it's got Liverpool, your fees, 4 at £36.66.
Yeah.
A child, 2 at £23.66. Your cabin bag, a small cabin bag. So we've got 6 small cabin bags included.
Yeah.
So that would be the small one. So I know that there. So then I'm looking at going down, and that's the same to come back. Same, little bit cheaper coming back. 4 at £34.69, 2 at £34.69. Yeah. Obviously, it's for some reason it's a little bit more expensive for the child coming back. Yeah, and then that looks pretty good really for those flights.
Yeah. So as you mentioned before, if you like the look of those prices and times, you had to go and show them to Lindsay.
Yeah.
Would you be nervous about losing those?
Well, I would a little bit because basically those look really good. So if Lindsay had said to me, we can definitely do those dates, Mum. I mean, we know the budget's It hasn't come up at £166 a flight. I mean, that is really cheap. So I think to myself, the dates are fine. I just go ahead and book it. So I would then. Do you want me to go on to continue? So I would go on to continue. Now, this is where it's opposite me the options
Do you know
now.
what these are then? Yeah. Do you know what this means?
Well, standard means you've got one small under-seat cabin bag, which obviously they said that was included.
So you're saying you already had that when you selected the flight?
I already had that.
Okay, yeah.
But now it's offering now recommended standard plus, which would give you one small under-seat cabin bag, which we already have. But it would already then it's going to give you another large overhead cabin bag, which says 56 by 45 by 25. An upfront seat, a bigger bag. Because if you notice there, it isn't actually giving you the weight, the kilograms, which is important.
Okay, right.
So basically, it's just offering you a bigger bag.
Yeah.
But it isn't really your full luggage because it's giving you no kilos.
So it's not your whole luggage?
That's not your old luggage, no. And a dedicated bag drop where you must be able to drop your bag off in the airport.
Yeah.
But limited availability, but they're saying £31.98 per person for that. I wouldn't go ahead with that.
No,
I think that's just,
Because why though? Because I mean, if you want to take some whole luggage,
we wouldn't really need that. I think that's a little bit overpriced, and it's something obviously they're putting on their website recommended. But really, I don't know many people would go with that. Yeah. And obviously they've put limited availability on that one, which means they probably don't sell many, and it isn't limited. Then you've got your flexi, which you've got the same baggage under seat and large over seat. You've got your upfront seat and your speedy boarding, which I don't think speedy boarding is necessary because really I'd rather wait in a queue than sit on the plane longer than necessary with children. So you're better off getting on last really.
What if you go into America again?
Well, if you're going to America and you've got your seats booked, you're going to be on that plane to America for about 10 hours. So there's no point in speedy boarding, is there really? As long as if you've got your seat booked, you know where you are. Yeah. Now this one here, if you notice, has got a 23 kilo old bag. Fast track security. So obviously, I mean, that's a good option because sometimes when you're in the airport, you can wait in that security forever and a day. So you're going to be fast tracked there. And free flight changes plus or minus a day, which that wouldn't really be useful for us as a family, and a bistro voucher, which I wouldn't really be bothered about that. But then again, good options there, but I don't think I'd pay £153 for. Okay, so me personally now, I would just go straight ahead and book the basic.
Sure.
Well, that's given me an option there now. I've seen all that. If I wanted to book any of those, obviously I would add there, and I would imagine that's going to come up and add on my bill.
Sure.
But continue, all flights select. So I think I'd go in, whether I would X out to there, I think, or just continue. Now, I'd be worrying about Xing out to there in case it lost me my flights.
Okay,
because, I think that's what it's going to do. Just delete those options, but I'd be a bit worried. So, I'll try on continue. Yeah, I prefer just to go on continue there because it's given me I've still got my flight sitting there now. So I'm not adding any more flights now. I'd really double check this again. I'd be checking departure 7, Sunday the 5th of September.
So it's useful to see that there.
Yeah, very useful to see that there and which prices.
On
that little option there, I think I'd like to see the option there of your main luggage. But I think that's going to come after I press the continue button.
So at this stage, when you're just choosing your flights, that's enough information there to satisfy you.
That's enough there because the main thing is the dates, the people, and obviously the price looks good, and you've got your small bags. And which is pretty good at the top as well, is £402.10. So it's giving me, that's a full total of everything at the moment.
Sure.
Except I know the luggage is going to go on top. Okay. So if I press, shall I go on to continue now here? Continue.
Do you think?
No,
You
maybe.
still have to choose, maybe. I don't know.
Go back to continue. Well, I've continued there. Whether I wouldn't have thought it would have timed out by now. Chosen all them. Show flexes outbound. Oh, yeah. Continue with standard fare. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sure.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have thought you'd have had to do that, but obviously you do, yeah. Yeah, because it's giving you the option. Yeah. Right. So there,
So now what page is this now then? Is this,
you've got everything there. So now it's asking to book. It's still asking for more money here
yeah.
and extras, and if you want to book your if you want to book the seats.
Do you understand
Should I
that?
click?
Just bear in mind you made a decision. Do you understand what these are offering here? Or?
Well, I understand that because that's a picture of the plane there.
Yeah.
So you can actually choose your seats. Obviously, the ones which are blacked out are booked at the moment. So everything which is white is obviously you can book, right? Obviously, that's the front of the plane, and extra leg room that would be £20.99 per person.
Yeah.
If you want just a normal seat, one small under seat bag and one large overhead bag, because you're paying for the extra baggage there to go in the plane. You'd have to pay £16 per person. But if you've just got your basic flight, standard, you're paying to book your seats £8.99 per person. So that's giving you that small area of the plane which you can have. Which obviously yourself and Lindsay, because obviously your younger child now isn't going on your lap, it's a seat. You would all want to be together. So basically you'd have 3 seats and a one. So I would say you'd be better off having 3 seats there. 1, 2, 3, and then one the other side of the aisle. So in fact, you are all together. Okay, and I would just book those, and probably for the sake of £8.99 each, I'd probably book say myself and David there.
Just a row in front, so
got
some distance between us and the kids.
Yeah, over the back. So that's there, and I think then you would continue there because I think that is actually actually going out. I think you'd have to go through that process again, coming back. Okay. Yeah. So if I press continue there, continue with standard seats. We don't want to upgrade.
I mean, is there any possibility that you've already decided effectively twice what upgrade you want? But at this stage, would that persuade you to change your mind?
No. I think really, if extra leg room, probably if very tall person or you're not say you're soft, but no. But it's good how it does keep giving you the options. So I'd go continue with standard seats. Right, okay. Now this is obviously we're coming back now. So I'd probably just do the same, the £8.99 ones again. So I would go, so you've got the 3 there, and yourself the other side of the aisle, and then 2, just put 2 there close by, and continue again. Okay? So now, the luggage has come up now, my options for luggage. And which is pretty good here, the basket at the top. You haven't just got to keep searching everywhere because you've got the price. You can see all the time what you're doing. It's just, you know where you're at totally. So I don't think we need a 15-kilo bag in the hold. Basically, you've got, and just look at the prices. 15 kilos is £23.49. 23 is £27.74, and 26 is £39. Well, looking at where we've been before, washing machine there, etc., you don't really need 2 bags. We would normally, for myself, I would take, for the 2 of us, one 26-kilo bag. So I would click on there, I just want one. Straight away the price has gone up. Now, obviously with yourselves and the children, you probably need 2 26-kilo bags.
Yeah.
I would think that would be sufficient for all of you, yeah. So, yeah, so I changed that to 3.
Yeah.
So price has gone up again. Add a different weight bag. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Add sports equipment. Now I can't see an option there for a pushchair. So whether if I click on view all, whether it would come up there.
See what happens.
No.
It's all,
so that may come up as another option. So basically now I've looked at my price at the top.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for everything. All the seats are booked, everything's ticked. I always double check, depart, come back, scroll down, and it looks like my 3 bags have cost me £79.48. Old items. So I'm assuming now that those there, that must be there and back because I've booked a return flight. Okay. So I would then continue.
Yeah.
And up comes the cars.
Yeah.
We need a car.
Yeah.
So I would have a quick look. I would have a quick look at the cars and a quick browse down to see, what they were offering. But at this moment in time, I know I can go back into this site. There's car companies there. So I think, no, let's get I'm happy with the flights. Let's get them paid for, lose it.
Yeah. Sure.
So I think that now skip has come there. So I'm assuming that's telling me to skip the car part at the moment. Now it's coming up, do I want to buy food? No, so I don't need to do that on the plane. Skip again.
Yeah.
Right, so now we've got insurance. Now normally there's a policy there which obviously it's giving you everything you need, emergencies, COVID cover, etc. But under normal circumstances, I'd have an insurance policy for the year.
Okay,
yeah.
So you wouldn't be interested.
No, I wouldn't be interested in that. But if I hadn't, I would look into that.
Okay,
yeah. I would look into that.
Like, get prices, compare them.
Yeah, just compare them. Again, use what is it? One of the quick websites which gives you listings of cheaper insurances. Yeah, things like that. But at the moment, I'm not going to go with that because I'm too worried about losing these flights.
Sure.
So I'll go there and skip again. And now we check out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, we won't have to create an account. That's taken.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
really good. The only difference is I can remember on one holiday we went to Greece and we hadn't booked a meal on the way back.
Yeah.
And when the flight times and everyone had booked a meal, so I thought, I wonder how we could do that because the airport wasn't so good.
Yeah.
So I went into the my flight details whilst on holiday and edited all my information, and straight away I could book the meal. So even when you're away, you can access, add and add in a meal.
Once you bought like a piece of furniture and you're out there or something.
Yeah. Well, you'd add on like got extra luggage. Yeah. But at the moment, everything's done. We've got everything there. The only thing I know we haven't got is a child's pushchair. But let's get the flights paid. We know where we are, and then we could do that at a later date.
That's really good. No, I'm not going to go any further than this. But would you expect us to have to? What details would you expect us to have to enter after you're down?
After we've done that, we then would have to. Once we've come through and signed the account, etc., it would be names and ages, date of births of each person. Yeah, all of that would have to go on. But then you don't have to. Then you have to put the passport information in as well. But I think you can actually do that near the time. It gives you an option. You can go in, so you haven't got to do all that on the same day. But it's just names and addresses. Lindsay's passport. She would just send. All I need is the passport number. So I just tell her to photograph the passport and send it to me. And then I would just fill in all the details. And then that's there then. Sends photograph the passport. Yeah, and then just follow it through into the options.
Okay. Yeah. That's really good. That's good. We'll do another quick one then. Just imagine this time we're going to recreate mine and Lindsay's honeymoon to Bali because you know
Right, okay.
for a change. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So just anytime you want to go.
To Bali.
10 days in Bali or 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's come up on this Maldives, so they obviously go from Manchester, the Maldives there. So trip, obviously return. So date the 18th to the 8th of June to the 18th of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 passengers and economy.
Yeah. So where do you want to go? Do you want to go to where would you like to go?
Where would I like to
Bali.
go?
Yeah, go to Bali where me and Lindsay went.
Go on then. Yeah, let's try that. No matching city for your. Oh, so obviously it's the. Or shall I put Las Vegas or somewhere?
You want to go Vegas? Yeah.
Go Vegas. Yeah.
Why not?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Invalid destination S4.
Oh,
So obviously I'd have to put Gatwick in there.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think? Yeah. Okay.
By that, because that is that's just one airline there. I mean, we did go Vegas once and we did go Manchester, but then we had to change when we were over. When we tried to get to Vegas, we had to change to San Francisco somewhere.
Do you think?
Prefer to do, yeah.
Yeah, it says man in the front. It looks like it's already got the airport there, doesn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
It says what's it saying?
No matching city for your request. I'll try Bali. No.
Is it the spelling like? If you type in just the first 2 letters and see what happens.
No.
Yeah, it's B-A-L-I. It is anyway.
B-A. Oh, there we are. Okay. Right. Oh, we're on the way. Yeah. Return. Show flights.
Yeah. What dates would you like to go?
I'm going to think June, 8th of June to the 22nd of June.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously this would be a holiday, out of school holidays.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll go for that one, okay? Show flights.
What's happening?
So it's details that make a journey perfect, loading results. So that's pretty quick. That's come through, yeah.
So what do you see here then on this page?
Right. Basically, that's going at 1,500 hours from Manchester.
Yeah.
18 hours 45 minutes. Now, with this as well, can be a bit confusing because you've got the time difference to filter and everything. Yeah.
Considering the longer time difference and stuff, is there anything else that you consider?
One stop. Now, see, that's saying one stop, but it isn't actually saying whether you have to change.
Okay.
Yeah. But then there's a box there, flight details. So if I click on there, view details. Manchester. Connection time, 6 hours 50 minutes. Now it does look like there's a change there because you've got another connection time.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So basically you've got 6 hours 50 minutes there.
Yeah.
Connection time 2 hours. So that looks like, I would say, you're going from Manchester to Bali? Different airport there, isn't it, by the look of it? So you've probably got just a couple of hours wait. Yeah, that's a different airport. Yeah. So you've probably got a couple of hours wait at the airport, which you can cope with that. It's better, yeah. So I think, that's okay, one stop. You probably need it, don't you, really? Yeah. So it's going economy from £784 business.
How many flights are on that day that you'd like to choose from?
Well, I'm just looking at that's 1645. There's one there. That's 1,500 hours. Yeah, you're right there. Probably you don't the flight. So I'd probably go for the 805 from Manchester. Yeah. Yeah. It's more or less the same price. Yeah. So you've got economy and business, which obviously business is quite expensive, isn't it? Yeah. So I think I would probably have a look at, they're both from Manchester there. I'd probably go into the flight details on this one, just to see if it's any changes on there, or stops, or it looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You've all got the connection time now. And so you've got connection time there, 19 hours, 30 minutes, yeah.
19 hours.
Six, yeah. So that looks like that could not be
Does that have an
suitable.
effect on the journey time, you think? Or,
Yeah, see there, it's got stops there. 20, it's only got one stop.
Yeah.
That's got 36 hours. That's got 25. So maybe you could, if when you look into that more,
yeah.
you know, you could have, you might have to book hotels and things.
36
Something,
hours,
yeah,
it's,
yeah. It's not that clear, is it really? But no.
Yeah, okay.
So if we go with, I think I'd go with the first one. Select fare.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So basically, this one here, your first one, it's giving you 25 kilo bag, PC's total weight 7 kilo hand baggage, and an upgrade 107 500 miles. I don't know if that's if you have these, you know, air miles and things. I wouldn't know about that yet. Then you've got that's the classic. So obviously you've got your convenience one, a little bit more expensive. You're getting extra baggage and a standard seat selection.
Do you think you'd have different decisions on baggages if it was a longer flight, or is it
Well, I think you probably, it would depend on your accommodation.
Okay,
Yeah, and probably in this type of place you would be going in a hotel, so you probably need a lot more clothes than what you would in an apartment, because you haven't got the facilities to, you know, to wash them and things like that. But then obviously this goes up from £976 to 1,452, which is comfort, which you've got your checked-in bag, handbag, standard seat selection, preferred seat selection, an upgrade after 54. Oh, that means Q miles. It means if you travelled with the airline, they'll upgrade you with because you've travelled with them before. So if you've been different places with them, online exclusive benefits, you discount at the duty free shop, and refundable. So really, to me, I think I'd just go with on that one, probably just the cheapest one, because I don't think they're offering you that much more there. No, probably the middle one, because you've got a standard seat selection.
Okay,
and you don't want to sit in the middle of 5 seats if you want to be by a window. So I'll probably go for the middle option on that one.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. So I will select that one.
What's it saying now?
We are processing your request. One moment, please. Right. Select. Oh no, I was just going to say. So now I've got my return flight. Coming back. Yeah. So now we've got 19 hours 15 minutes, one stop. There. 26 hours.
Yeah. It's a big jump.
Yeah. So it's it's how long, for some reason, how long that's going to take. The flight details on the 19-hour one. You're travelling for 9 hours, and then you've got a connection time of 2 hours, and your next is 7 hours.
Yeah. So with these long haul flights, it's something you think about, isn't it? The stops.
The stops. Yeah. So now this one here, we'll just go into that one. It's starting at the same time departing, but you've got a connection time of 9 hours 40 minutes there. And I think I'd have to go back to the first one, because I've forgotten the connection time there of the first one. It's no different really. Yeah. It's no different. It must just be the actual time you actually. That one arrives back in Manchester at 13:30, and that one 20:35. But obviously that is the largest stop there really, and that one's economy. So I think I'd just go with that one there.
Yeah, sure.
So I'd click on that one.
It's a toss up between the price and the length.
Yeah, I'd definitely on a longer flight like that. I think the connection times would sway, even if you're paying a bit extra. But for some reason, that was the same. Yeah. So I'd go on the same convenience flight there, which we did last time. Because you get the seat booked, yeah. So I'd select that. And I've got my trip review there. It's given me the option to change the flight if I wanted to. But I know now I can be going out on the 8th of June leaving Manchester at 8:05, and arriving on the 8th of June at 16:55. Obviously, it doesn't look that long, but obviously it's the time difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know you're going to be arriving there in the day instead of the
Yeah.
middle of the night. So that would
Yeah.
be, yeah, I'd be quite happy with that one.
Yeah.
Check my baggage is okay. Now I'm departing the 9th of June at 2:05 and arriving at 16:45.
Yeah, sure.
But then I've still got to get from there. That's the first connecting flight.
Yeah.
I've still got to get to Manchester, so it's another flight there.
Yeah.
And it's giving. It looks like there it could be giving me an option of which flight to use for the second part of the flight.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, to Manchester. So I would look at Manchester there, departure Wednesday. Yeah, those are my dates. Connection time, departure. Then we've got the last part of the journey, departure, arrival, departure. So it's given me two options on that last
Yeah.
little bit there, yeah.
Is it just the different connections or the two?
It looks like the different
Yeah.
connections. So I think really, I think you would have to really have a look into that because you've got different times there, and maybe one of these could mean you've got to have an overnight, which
Okay,
you
yeah.
could want. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But just say, for instance, I'd go with that one there,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
8:10.
sure.
Yeah. No, basically, it's not allowing you to, so that
Yeah,
must just be
okay.
what you offered. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you'd
yeah.
have to change everything
Okay,
or
yeah,
modify.
yeah.
So I think I would. I've got everything I need, the dates and everything.
Yeah.
I've got my passengers,
Yeah.
and so I've got my price. So I don't think I want to view any more flights at this moment of time.
Yeah.
So I've got that selected there.
Yeah.
So
That's right. So,
yeah. So
continue now
I
with the-
continue now with the economy. It's got total price for all passengers.
Yeah, you already got selected green.
Already got that one there.
Yeah.
And
There's a cookie thing in one of the.
oh, there, shall I take that?
Cross that off, yeah. Just
Yeah,
see what happens now.
yeah. So plus 1 day. Select your departure flight. Lowest fare available. Convenience. Yeah, we've already done that. Yeah, view fares. Continue to passenger details. View fares. Yeah, that's it now.
There we go.
Log into your extra benefits.
That's
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we'll stop there. So that's put any
Okay.
details in.
Oh, yeah. So basically, that would be done now. Obviously, more complicated than.
Well, I was going to say, what did you think of that booking experience then, just with that one with Qatar?
I think I'd be a bit nervous about it. I don't think it's given me enough information
Okay.
when you have to, especially if once you've pressed the button, you've actually paid.
Yeah.
Because I'd need to check out this time difference.
Flight time.
Yeah, which probably do the time difference, but it's the stops.
Okay.
I'd be a bit confused about the
Yeah,
stops.
yeah,
I'd have to look into that. Yeah,
That's important,
yeah.
And so you'd like to see some more clear information about stuff.
Clear, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely clear
Okay.
information about
Yeah.
the stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about I should have asked at the end of the Easyjet one, but how did you feel about the booking of the Easyjet one? How's that going when you were booking it?
I think Easyjet is really good because easy. Yeah, easy. Plus, every time you add something on, you can see the price. So if you have only got a fixed budget and you think, oh, shall I add this on? Then what I can't remember what it came up at, about £800. You think, oh, that's pretty good. Shall I just do the car with it now, whilst you know, say we all decided, oh, forget there, all the flights, car and everything, we've got about £1,400. So I'd look at that and think, oh, £800, let's just have a look at this car, they could be offering details.
Okay,
So I think the EasyJet is obviously less complicated because it's easier where you go. But I think I would go into probably a different website with this one because I think it's a little bit confusing.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good one. Well, that's it really then.
Okay then. Yeah. Well, go on holidays now then.
Yeah, go to Bali.
Yeah.
As long as you've got like a beta blocker in the
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah.